Test, 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 test. Yeah, okay, welcome folks to Moosehead Monday. Sorry we're a little late getting started here. Just had to do some quick audio updates here to the system, but here we are. Our feature matchup tonight, Team Bettel versus Team Monroe. Should be a great game. We have, Moosehead Monday. We have a full draw of 4 sheets going on tonight. This is our feature game tonight, Matt Monroe versus Ken Bettel. We do have 4 sheets of action happening at the moment, so if you want to come down and watch some great curling, enjoy a beverage, courtesy of Moosehead, our sponsor for Moosehead Mondays, come on down to the gauge. We have 2 full draws, 6:15 and 8:30, so plenty of time to finish up dinner and come on down here and join us. So for some great atmosphere. Already lots of rocks in play to start off this end. We saw right in the first end. They brought one into the back 4-foot. Matt Monroe hit it, but then since then we've had every rock in play. So it's already going to have some great action here to start off with. So stay tuned and let's have some fun with this. And should be a great game against 2 pretty good competitors. Ken Bettel likes to keep it light out there, so it should be fun. Little deep, tried to kind of come around and freeze there, bounced it off the back one. Some decisions to make for Bobby Billard here. Now Monroe throwing blue rocks. Red looks like to be shot at the back of the 8-foot here. But plenty of space to kind of use that. No need to tap that out or move that yet. There's plenty of time to kind of sink one in there. Use that red one at the back as some protection. So you'll see Bill Gaines try to make a draw around to the top 4. Full 8-foot would be great. Not touching it early, just kind of waiting for it to slow down. Great shot, top button. We're going to alter our scoreboard up. Looks like Matt Monroe is throwing red rocks, so I'll update that there for us all before we get really confused. There, I think we've updated it, and I'm pretty sure Team Monroe does have hammer here in the first end, so I'm going to label that one as well. So we saw a great job by Bill Gaines putting that one top button dead buried, but an even better angle raised by Team Bettel to get rid of that and leave it buried behind 1, 2, 3 guards, and even that blue one that they just threw kind of stayed around just to kind of make things complicated. So Bobby Biller is going to have some decisions to make here. It's going to be tough to remove that blue rock. I think they can come in there and freeze, but great shot there. And we're off. Bill Gaines played a nice in-turn draw to the top button here on his first one, so see if he can find that similar weight and navigate this hole. Looks good, they're off and on. Little rub on the outside one. Might have been a little heavy there. Looked like to be back line-ish or something like that, so a little too heavy for the shot that they called, but leaves Ken Bettle shot rock top button dead buried, I'd say, behind 1, 2, 3 guards, so enough chance to sink another one or throw another guard as well. Both options are available. He doesn't have last rock, so this would be a good chance to maybe even put some serious pressure on Team in Row and get one right in there on top of that blue. So we're going to give you some updates as we go along here as well. Every couple ends I'll take a quick peek and see what's going on the other sheets, but we're going to focus on our feature match here. So I think the call was top 8 foot buried around that, but I think the miss here is light, so just don't want to be heavy and set up a double here for Matt Monroe, but I think this one is heavy. Maybe get a bounce off this one, end up in good shape as well. If they call plan B, ended up sailing right through the hole. No harm done, but it didn't help the situation either. Just a little heavy. Light there would have been great anywhere along that line to block this path off for Matt. So Matt does have a chance to get in there now. So Matt Monroe with his first one of the first end. Just all about weight here, really. And we saw Ken be a little heavy on his first one. So they're not touching this one either early, so they're going to try to make the curl and make up for it, but this might be by the one top button. Yeah, so just a little heavy there. It's probably more buried now than it was a minute ago, so Matt won't be happy with that one. So Ken with his second one has the same shot as he did on his first, so it's just a matter of finding the right weight on this one. Try to get one into the top 8, top 4 area. We'll see if he can make this adjustment here today. Looks better. They're off and on. They like it. Try to get this by. Got to be on that one. Just kind of lost it at the end. They would have liked that. That had great line all the way. They would have liked that to sink one right in there on top 4 foot, top 8, put some serious pressure on that. But He'll have a little hack waiter back line, maybe tap that one to the back eight and see if, I don't know if he can see enough to, might have a chance for 2 or 3 here, depending on how much this one curls for him. Saw a little, just a little heavy on his first one, but I think if he had that similar weight on this one, it'd be a great chance to get 3 points there. See if he can find a line. He saw Bill Gaines's rock come in here pretty good on Bill's first one. On it early, trying to keep it straight, so. So yeah, that's great weight there. Just doesn't look like it either enough ice or maybe a little tight, but he probably should have had a good idea what that line did based on what how Bill's came in there. But anyway, it's a steal of 1 for Team Bettle in our first end of our feature matchup tonight. Team Matt Monroe and Ken Bettle feature matchup. So we're going to keep Ken Bettle, or keep Matt Monroe with Hammer, and Ken Bettle has taken a 1-0 lead in our game, going into N2. So asking for a center guard, just a little deep on that one, comes into the top 4. So we're going to see if Matt wants to be aggressive here and throw a corner guard and get some rocks in play, or he's going to play a hit on that one. Doesn't like that one in the 4-foot. And maybe lead Bobby Billard is the best hitting lead in the world, so maybe he wants to keep him hitting. But a good chance there to throw a corner guard, get some rocks in play as well, take the play away from the middle. Bobby ends up hitting, Bobby Billard hits an inch of it, picks it out, so we'll see if Ken can get that center guard placed a little more properly this end. Calling it tight, so another chance for Team Bettle to get a center guard up and bring that play back to the middle. Great shot, just trying to curl that over to the center line. Nice tight center guard, perfect shot. So Bobby's forced to play the draw here. Can't hit that one, obviously, so trying to play it, draw, trying to come around it. Looks like this is pretty tight, so might get that corner guard that they were probably going to play in the first shot anyway. Got that. That's actually in a good spot. I like that call. Whether they call it or not, it's a good call. So Ken Bettle, chance to come around his center guard that he just put up there. I'll put it up there for this reason. Not touching it early, but it doesn't look too bad. Trying to make a curl now. Did too good of a job, made that curl right onto the guard. Maybe had the wrong sweeper on that one. Would have been a great shot if they had got that one by. We'll do a little directional sweeping lesson for Team Bettle right after this game. There was a shot there. I think that would have been probably full top 8 dead buried if they sweep it properly. So Chris Bunting, second for Team Monroe with his first one, playing the hit on that one top 12. No mistake by our manager slash club professional. So great shot. Little Ken doesn't like those rocks there, so he's looking for a little hit and roll in. Could try to navigate one of those small holes, get another one in around that center guard. Gerard Gilbert made a great attempt on his first one. If they sweep it properly, like I said, they would have been top 8. So that's an option here as well, but doesn't like that red one sitting there. So nice nose hit here is a good call as well. See if he can make this one, or maybe he's still bitter they messed up the sweeping on his first one. Yeah, a little wide there for Gerard, obviously. Wide and maybe a little heavy as well. So good situation here for Team Monroe to maybe even split that red one in, try to get one in around those guards. Those are tight enough now, can be split. There, Matt's, that's the universal motion for play a split. Bobby's just translating that himself. When you're 140 feet away, hand signals are the greatest thing ever. So Chris Bunting with the draw. He wants to play this T-line to back 8 weight maybe if they're playing the split. No deeper than that, for sure. So Matt's off and on. Looks like they're going to hit this high side, if anything. Curling this would be good. Fantastic weight for that shot by Chris Bunting here. Back 8, back 4, like we said. So tried to split, but ended up sailing around it and getting dead buried. So good miss. That's what we call them in the biz, a good miss. The biz. So Ken Bettle still doesn't like that rocket. It can easily roll into the rings off that top one. So want to get that back 8-foot one exposed and roll into the rings, get another one in the house, and put some pressure on Matt and shrink the scoring area a little bit. So lots of weight here. Able to remove that, just peeled it out, hit it on the wrong side. I think they wanted to roll into the rings on the other side, but probably maybe wasn't expecting super peel weight there on that. So Bobby has a chance to call the come around. One would like this right around the blue rock. Doesn't want to just put it on top of the red. I think the call was top 8-foot wide open. You want to be buried on this one. Covering at top 8 just leaves them a chance for another double. So you almost got to play this so ignore that one back 8-foot, just get one buried. You could even tap that corner guard in and try the split again if you wanted to, but you want to make sure you get one in the rings here. Least edge on edge, half buried would be good. Bill had a great jaw on the first end, so should be close to this. Not touching it early though. There's that split they wanted earlier on that one just short, but ended up splitting the one that they threw back 8. So kind of a wall here for Ken Bettle to hit and roll maybe on top of the one back 12 or even roll buried. A couple options here. Any roll to the inside is a good roll, so good chance to get a little bit of trouble here. Bobby's ordering a beer in your bottom left corner there. I think that's what that is. universal signs all over the place tonight. So another chance here, lots of weight, half rock or thinner than that, I guess, quarter rock double or a little hit and roll. Just want to make sure you stick around. Great shot there. Perfect hit and roll on top, not quite totally on the face of it, but does make it tough for Team Monroe to navigate. And they do have a chance to hit and roll behind the guard, but then they'll all be behind the tee line. And I can see Ken Bettle and his team freezing at that point and take the entire end away. So you never really want to, when you have hammer, you never really want to roll behind a corner guard and back behind the tee line. But looks like that might be the only option here. Bill Gaines with his last of the second end. Matt Monroe was on it before he even let it go, I think, so he must feel like they're tight. Oh, unfortunately over curled, removed his own rock at the back. It did stick around, but good chance for Team Bettle now to sink another one. We're going to have another look here. Just got by the front guard. Our replay team is on it tonight. Just squeaked by that one. So great opportunity here for Ken to find draw weight and just put one in. He pretty much needs to get only full 12 foot to beat that one at the back 12 there that's still hanging around. That's plan A. You got to make sure you beat that one first. And then if it's you have a great line and great weight, you can put that right on the 4 foot dead buried around that center guard. Team Matt Monroe would be in serious trouble. Ken Bettle recently learned how to play with the stick a couple years ago and has been fine-tuning this skill for a couple years now. Not great line, way out there. It's not going to be buried, that's for sure. Will be in the rings. Don't want to bring that back any farther. You don't want to set up a double if you don't have to. So pretty natural double here for Team Monroe. We're going to probably have to lose the shooter in order to get both those blue ones out of there. They are frozen. You could just play like a board weight and just kind of nose that little bit on the inside and stay frozen on those blue ones. I think that's the best call. Just kind of play like a board or hack weight, just stay, nose that, get rid of the back one, but just stay right on top of the other blue. Kind of a good opportunity here for Matt if he was able to stay on top of that blue. It would be tough to remove for Ken Bettle and maybe set up a chance for two. Blasting those out of there by hitting half a rock would just allow Ken Bettle to even make a better come around. So let's see what happens. Lots of weight, so obviously he's not going with my call. Great double, made the shot he called. Wasn't worried about maybe scoring two this ends, looking for the blank, but I think the blank would have, it's pretty much a dead issue. That red one, you're going to get one for sure. So but Ken Bettle has a chance to even make a better draw. Hopefully he had great weight on the first one. If he takes a little less ice and comes a little closer to that blue, he's setting up a steal here again. Taking lots though. It doesn't look like they moved the broom a lot from the first call. Looks like he'd probably need about edge of the 8 foot really to make this dead buried around that center guard, but sticking with the ice, maybe he thought he was a little wide on the first one. So Ken with his final shot of the second end. Had great weight on his first one, should be close. working it early. They're coming up to help. All hands on deck for this one. Unfortunately, comes up light. So it will be a draw for 2, perhaps a split for 3 for Team Monroe. So it looks like they are trying to split for 3. If you were able to get to the inside of that red rock there, just short, looks like a corner guard from our angle, and looks like if he was able to hit half that and roll in, he might get 3. Wants to make sure he gets 2, wants to be appropriate weight, tap it in anywhere to the rings is 2 points for sure. Looks like a great split by Matt Monroe. Great shot. Let's see if we get a replay of that. There you go. Perfectly played, perfectly swept. Great shot by Matt Monroe there. Take a 3-1 lead in our game. We're going to update our scoreboard here, switch hammer around. So yeah, great shot to end our second end by Matt Monroe. You can see how important that draw to the rings was for Ken Bettel. If he was somewhere in the rings, he's not giving up any more than 2, but unable to hit the rings and came up a little short, gave Matt a nice little split opportunity and made it to perfection. So well swept, well thrown, good call. That's that kind of shot you're playing to make sure you get 2 and hope it curls maybe and get 3. So well done. So here we are in our third end of play. Ken Bettel does have hammer down 3-1. Matt Monroe's lead Bobby Billard put that top button. Ken, I think, called the freeze down to it. Could throw a corner guard here and try to generate some offense, but ended up short with a center guard, so probably not what you wanted. Did slip into the ring, so it can be hit by Matt, but he's going to play another one in there. Bobby just put it there, so it should be close. This is one you want to either come right down. I think the call was right down to it, but a center guard here will work pretty well as well. So a little miss there by Bobby, but another chance for Ken to freeze down to that one top button as well. Good opportunity to cover that, block that off, make things complicated, but can't make them all, right? So another chance to sink one right on top of that red rock top button. You do have a guard at the top to work with as well. It's close to the center line, but it's still the right color for you. So a little adjustment was needed because he came up a little light on the first one, but unfortunately adjusted on the wrong end of things and was able to wasn't able to make the proper adjustment, threw it a little too heavy right through the ring. So a couple back-to-back misses by both teams. I think both teams should just shake hands, bring the rocks down the other end, throw them all over again. Nobody would be too upset. So center guard, this is the shot you want to be. You are shot on the button, so you don't want to be heavy here. But got to be over the hog line. Barely. Good sweeping by both Bill and Matt to get that over. So Ken's lining up a run back. Looks to be pretty close to a nose hit. Could just split these again, just get them out of the way. That way you kind of save a couple blue ones around. You could just kind of split it, open up that back red. The center guard's really long. It's not really hurting you at this point, so I'm going to try to play the run back. Guard looked to be a little tight on that one. Looks like it's going to be close to that guard that we just said was not in play, which apparently it is. So after a bunch of great shots last end, teams are struggling to find the right line and weight in this one, but Chris Bunting has a chance to sink one right around that long guard he just put up there. If he was to do that, serious trouble for Team Bettel. So another one adjusted, just got it over the hog line on the first one, and tried to make the adjustment to find nice T-line weight there, but unfortunately added way too much weight and ended up in the hack. But so another chance to make this run back. I still like the little tap or split here if I was Team Bettel, but they're determined to make this run back. I just like kind of saving those blue ones around just to, you are down in the game by a couple, so you don't want to be taking out your own rock without making it. So obviously if you make it, it's great. Trying to get this one to curl off and on. Better line. Looks like it's over bending a little bit. Does roll into the rings, so not a total. Does two things. Rolls into the rings and opens up that red one now. So decision time for Team Monroe. They could stay on the aggressive side and get another one in there. That guard is long. It's not much use to either team. It's just kind of a pest out there. So Bill Gaines is going to play the come around. Top 4, top 8. You want to leave some separation here. You don't want to be right on top of the red if you can help it. Looks like it's over curl, and that spot is causing them trouble right now. Big time over curl there. Did move the guard a little bit around, maybe getting the eye line of Ken's attempt at this red, but they played this shot a couple times. Gerard just made this shot a moment ago. So playing like a board weight, control-ish weight, try to tap that one out. He does have another biter at the top 12, so good chance here for Team Bettel to lie down by 2 points, playing the third end. Trying to make a curl, might be a little heavy. Does look like it's going to make contact. Not quite. Enough contact, but wasn't able to remove that red one from play. It looked like it was just a little heavy for the shot for the ice that they called. So Bill with yet another attempt to sink one around there. Had to be a little tight on his first one to get that to over curl. He'll probably tell us later that it picked, but we're going to say he was tight there and over curled, light, all the above. So needs an adjustment here. Anywhere full 12 would be a good shot buried around those center guards. You got 2 of them now, so even though they're long, It is quite a wall developing up front. Working it hard to get by. Fortunately, wrecked again. Don't need to be squeaking by those guards. You can get by those guards by about 2 feet and still be buried. So, not sure what's happening in that spot. Looked like better weight as well. So, chance for Ken now to draw and freeze. You got corner guards to work with now. All of a sudden, all those guards I said were out of play and not really worth much to anybody. They've been lots of action out there after all. So, good chance for Ken to come around, freeze on that red one. Doesn't need to be dead frozen on it, but needs to be shot on this one. Both sweepers are on this one. Looks close to me, just not sure of the line. Taps it back, rolls, does stay for shot, so a fairly decent shot there. Blue is lying one. So Matt just saw the shot come in there, so should know the line. Just needs to find the proper weight. Blue is lying one, and that red one's fairly accessible now, so you got to be careful with the next one here by Matt Monroe, or else that top 12 blue one might come back into play here after all. Wants to be 8 foot, kind of edge on edge, half buried would be great. Sweepers not touching this early. Not a lick on it. They watched it the whole way down. Let's see where this stops. So a little heavy, does sit around for second shot, third shot actually. I'm not sure it's worth taking on for Ken. He could remove both those red ones fairly easily and lie three, but it does leave a wall back there. So I think the shot here is just to simply come around those long corner guards. Get another one in the 8 foot. Matt would have a similar shot to his first one, but it would be against the chance of giving up three. So good draw weight needed here by Ken. Needs to hit the 8 foot somewhere. We got a good crowd here tonight for Moosehead Monday, so come on down here and join us. Enjoy a beverage and watch some great curling action. 4 sheets on right now. 4 sheets starting at 8:30. We're going to give you a little update here after our 4 ends of play here and what the other action across the sheets are looking like. Some great matchups tonight. I'll go over them in a minute as well. Ken came up light on his last one in the second end, so needs to give this one a little more. Needs to be 8 foot. Off and on. The weight looks close. Doesn't need to be swept. Needs to stop. Fortunately, a little heavy for Ken. If you took that rock and put it at the top 8 foot, it'd be just perfect, but does leave Matt a chance to make the similar shot he just played, tap that blue back, maybe roll frozen on that other blue one as well. Bobby's just calling the nose hit. That blue will still be in play after this shot. Doesn't look like they'll be able to navigate that wall of red at the back, but if he does pop it out the side, he will be wide open. So I think a good freeze tap here kind of thing. Similar weight that he had in his first one is the best option. Good attempt by Ken there. Had great line, just a little bit heavy. Sweepers are on this. The line doesn't look too bad. it back into the hole. So now it's just a question of whether Ken can get to the inside. Can't hit this one on the high side, which is like the center line side of this one. Otherwise, it's just jamming on the blues. But if he was able to somehow get to the inside and tap that into the wall, still he needs to get by those reds. Otherwise, it's just a single point for Ken. But it does curl around those corner guards, so I think this shot is there. Both teams have been well past those guards on these attempts into the corner, around the corner guard here. Just talking about the right line here. Right now, I think he'd need to hit 3/4 of that or less on the inside and roll to kind of get it out past those red ones. Tough shot for 2 here for Ken, but needs 1 first, and then maybe the sweepers can carve it over and might get 2, maybe even 3 if he hits this properly. Not sure if a timeout was called here or not, but there's lots of discussion about what weight and where to hit this. So we'll see if the coaches come out. I'm not sure. Not sure if they have one. Some more discussion down at this end. That's the beauty of the stick. It acts like kind of a little pointer device, so no confusion can be made with somebody holding the stick like that. So looking for probably light hack weight. Tap that on the inside if they can get there, if I can here. First and foremost, you want to make sure your noses get 1, but lots of weight, more weight than I thought he'd be throwing here. They're trying to carve it over by the guards. Fortunately, Roll hit it too far over. I thought that was impossible. Had the wrong sweeper on that, making a curl too. So definitely some directional sweeping drills to send Team Bettle's way there. Made that little curl too much. Might have been able to, if it stays a little straighter, would have been maybe a chance for 3 here. So anyway, it looks like a score of 1. That blue rock at the back 8 was did hang on for shot rock. So it looks like a 3-2 lead for Team Monroe. Team Monroe will have hammer though now. So close game after 3 ends of play, a 3-2 lead for Team Monroe. They do have hammer playing our 4th end. Great attempt there by Ken. More weight than I thought, but he did get well to the inside of that shot where he wanted to hit it. If he had been able to hang on there and hit a little more of it, he probably would have got 3 pretty easily. So center guard called by Team Bettle, trying to get steal. Our games here on Moosehead Mondays are 8 ends of play, so this is approaching the halfway point here. So Ken will try to get on the board with a steal here. Stole 1 in the first end. Great center guard. No choice but to throw a come around shot here for Bobby Billard. Try to put one top 4, top 8. Could also throw the corner guard if you want to be really aggressive. See if Bobby can find the right weight here. Great weight by Bobby. I'm not sure that curled enough. It's fairly wide open, I think. So Ken will be able to tap that out, maybe even make an inside roll, lie buried around that center guard. Not a great attempt there. A little too heavy, a little wide, maybe all the above there, but wasn't able to remove that Team Monroe rock top 8-foot, so it does give them a chance to throw another center guard, perhaps even tap it and maybe roll buried a little bit, pressure on, but unfortunate miss there by Team Battle. You want to keep that play, especially when you don't have hammer, you want to keep that play to the middle. So Bobby with his second attempt here, just trying to tap his own back there. He just threw that one top 8-foot. So just needs a little more weight. Maybe get this one to curl would be good. There you go. So taps it top, well, T-line side of the button. Looks like both rocks are wide open. So a chance for Ken to tap one of those out as well. Playing like a hack waiter here, tap that out, maybe roll buried for Gerard. He's thrown this path a couple times. We saw this one run straight on them a little bit in the second end, so see if they can take a little less ice here and make this shot appropriately. Trying to keep it straight. Now trying to make a curl. Great sweep there. Swept that perfectly. So Bobby, as you can see, throws the first two rocks and then skips the remaining end for Team Monroe. He just saw Ken Bettle's team make that perfectly by Gerard there. So just trying to get Chris Bunting to do the same exact thing. Working this one hard. Doesn't have as much weight as Gerard did on his, so maybe they're changing the call to a come around here. So didn't tap out the Ken Bettle rock, but did put it in a good spot. That one's pretty much dead buried there, so good chance for Ken to put one on top of that. Kind of wants to be corner frozen on that red. Doesn't want to be directly in front of that blue. Just leaves Team Monroe a fairly easy double. So wants to get this one a little bit buried around that long center guard. Maybe corner frozen on the red would be good. Just can't be wide open on top of the blue for sure. So Gerard with his second rock of the fourth end. Not heavy here. It looks pretty good. Over curled, if anything, a little bit, but does make the freeze. Great shot, actually. I like that shot. Angled it appropriately so you can shoot that red one top 4. It could be easily removed by hitting your own blue. So Bobby still needs to find a way to deal with that blue rock in the 4-foot, though. So getting Chris Bunting to make a second attempt to try to remove it. Looks like he was a little bit wide there. Not sure this is going to come over enough. Made the adjustment, but made too much of it. So wide and heavy. Tight and light in the first one, wide and heavy on that one. So can come around if that one blue one didn't bury it all the way. He could tap the blue onto the red and lie probably 3, but he could also hit the other red and have the other red top 8-foot and then have that lonely red rock at the top 4-foot surrounded. I like both those calls. Maybe even roll in to the center, hit that one, roll into the center line a little bit, move the blue just enough to kind of expose your red. So I think I like this call. Lots of good can happen off hitting this top 8-foot one. Good call here by Ken. I like a nose hit or a little roll to the middle would be great. Unfortunately, over curled, jams your own out. So all that work that Bobby was trying to do to get rid of that blue, you just kind of did it for them. So wrong sided that red rock, unfortunately. So big trouble here for Ken. So a little slight miss by Team Monroe there gives Ken a chance to maybe could make the double if he wanted to attempt it, but definitely wants to get close to nose on this red one. Does have the slash on the blue at the top 8 foot as well, so just can't hit this one high side. They wrong sided the first attempt here. Just probably just can't throw too much and hit it high side and remove another blue rock. So needs to get to the nose or the inside of this. Anything else is dead. Unfortunately, did what I said, but was actually fortunate to miss that. It was better off doing missing entirely than hitting half a rock on that high side and taking out your blue again. So I think they're just little communication issues for Team Bettle there. Just the wrong weight choice there. Lots too much ice for that weight, I think. If he wants to throw that weight, they need a lot less ice, or if they want to keep that ice, he's got to throw a lot less weight. So a little bit of both. So Bobby is calling a little tap on that red to lie 2. Team Monroe does have hammer here in the 4th end. A little light. Ends up just a guard. I'm not sure that's going to guard much though. Over curled both the nose and I'm not sure that stops Team Bettle with the opportunity to make a double here. Hopefully they can make the adjustment, either taking a little less ice, get the nose. I think there's plenty of room by those guards to be able to nose this one. Looks like similar ice to the first one, so maybe they're going to take less ice, or less weight, sorry. I thought maybe you'd see them probably take 2 or 3 inches of ice here and make that double. Like I said, can't hit it high side, can't hit it on the broom side, or else they're just going to end up taking out their own blue rock. Almost did it on the last shot there, but was fortunate to miss everything. It's not great when you're better off missing everything than it is hit the wrong side of the rock, but that's all it almost happened in the last shot. So Ken's looking to nose hit this best he can, get to the nose. Taking the same ice he did on the last one, so must be going to make the adjustment with the weight maybe. Ken's first of the 4th end. Off and on this one. Looks close. Too good of a shot. Over curled it. That's twice now Ken's got to spots I didn't even think was possible, but that's what the stick can do for you sometimes. But a nice shot. Definitely needed to either nose or hit it on that side. Couldn't hit it high side for sure. So a chance for Matt to come around, maybe block this one off, maybe let Ken try something and hopefully have a chance to draw to the full 8-foot for 2. But still, I got to be careful here. If he was able to come around and maybe wreck on those blue ones and wide open, Ken will have a similar shot to lie 4. So got to be careful with this one. I think the call was come right down on the top 4. Tap it a little bit. Definitely don't want to roll off on the center line side at all and give Ken a nose hit to lie 4, like I said. So delicate shot here for Matt Monroe with his first one of the 4th end of play. Currently up 3-2. Does have hammer in our 4th end. Ken doesn't really have great angles to get at that red right now. He kind of rolled to block off that side of the slash on the blue. So I think Matt at this point changed calls to maybe make a guard on that red one. Pretty good guard. don't think Ken can hit that red one even if he wanted to, but he can come down and freeze on it and make the scoring area real small for Matt Monroe. Don't think there's a shot to remove the red. Just a freeze here would be all that Ken would need. Also looking at a run back, but I don't even think there's angles for that to do anything good. I think they're determined to make this run back work somehow. I think any contact on those blues, I don't really see how that comes back onto the red rock on the top button. Unless they think they can maybe nose hit it and maybe pick out the one. Just go straight red, red. But if he makes any contact with those blues, I don't see anything good happening. So as nothing, no harm done there, nothing, but does allow Ken a chance to, or Matt a chance to draw the full 4-foot here, full 8-foot really, for 2 points. I think hindsight, I think Ken would rather have came up even light on even a free. He would try to freeze on that red one, maybe even if he came up light, this would make this draw for Matt a lot more difficult. But so Matt just needs to get a little better than full 8-foot. Not touching it, but a little heavy. Unfortunately, unable to hold on to the full 8-foot for 2 points, but does score 1. That one was locked in for quite a while there, ever since they kind of slashed it in for them. But a single point for Team Monroe in our 4th end of play. Ken Bettle will win hammer as a result of that score of a single by Matt Monroe. So consolation prize. So 4-2 game. Ken has a chance to get 2 points on the board, tie this game up with hammer and 5. So great game so far. So Bobby will be throwing his rocks in the first end here, in the fifth end. I'm going to try to, doesn't need to score points, so I think they want to put this one in the top 4, top 8 foot. So came up a little short. I'm not sure if that was the call, but anywhere close to the middle is fine. Maybe they want to stay aggressive and score a few more points if you're Team Monroe. But does allow Ken to throw one around that. He can come up a little short, make a corner guard here out of it. So I think he called it short, but I think if you're throwing it short, you want a corner guard. You don't want it close to the middle, but good weight there for the come around. I think it's wide open for Matt if he wanted to hit it. Just discussing that now. Yeah, they decided to hit it. Nose hit here. Maybe even a roll to the middle if they can roll around the center guard if they were able to do that. Great shot by Bobby. Nose hitting that red rock there. Didn't roll buried, but great shot. Allows Ken the opportunity to remove that, maybe roll half buried at least, make it a little more difficult for Team Monroe. Good looking shot here as well. Perfect roll buried, maybe a little sticking out the other side, but changes up the shot. So great shot there by Team Bettel. So Team Monroe has a choice between drawing around this situation or simply trying to maybe play a hack way to remove that blue, but are going to draw here with Chris Bunting. Perhaps the other turn would have been a better call, a little more room to navigate. You actually have to draw around the blue rock with this turn, but the other turn you wouldn't have to worry about that. But Chris is a little light anyways. Unfortunately, being light does guard that blue one even more than it was a moment ago. So big opportunity here for Ken Bettel to sink another one in there. With staggered guards up front too, that's going to be tough to deal with for Team Monroe. So if they were able to get one top 8, top 4 here, put some serious heat on Team Monroe. Gerard Gilbert looking for draw weight here. Both sweepers on it. I'm not sure if they're sweeping for weight or line at this point. Looks like a little light. Little light. Unfortunately, it does kind of line up those center guards right onto that blue one in the 8 foot. So a little unfortunate there, just kind of moving those things around. You liked it better a moment ago than you do now. But so a chance for Bobby and Team Monroe to knows those red ones. You probably hit it a little on the board side there. It would definitely remove. You'll see the red combination right onto that blue one on the top 8-foot. So a chance for Team Monroe to get out of trouble here with a good shot by Chris Bunting. Matt Monroe was on it even before it was out of the stick's hand. Little tight there. Doesn't do anything good. I was looking forward to seeing a double run back there, but have to wait another moment. So Team Vettel with another chance to get another one in the rings. Continues to draw around the center guard here. Looking for a second chance for Gerard Gilbert to get one into the 8-foot. Just a little more weight needed than the last one. On it early again. Not sure if, once again, if it's line or weight, but this one looks fairly close. Great shot by Gerard. Angle taps it dead buried, that right behind that red guard. So it looks like a run back on its way here by Bill Gaines. A run back king himself. Close to nose. I don't think you can remove both of those blue rocks from play, but definitely would like to expose them, maybe make one of them go away at the same time. So Bill with his first one of the 5th end of play, looking to nose hit this red one right onto that pile at the top 8-foot here. They were on it fairly early, so it must have been a little tight. Good miss though, does remove the guard. You can see those blue ones now at least, so decision here for Ken. He could guard that situation up, but they are only in the 8-foot too, so I wouldn't be tapping these. You could also just split the rings and throw one in off to the side here. I like either the guard or the split the rings. You could even tap in that blue guard if you wanted to. I wouldn't be moving these blue ones if I could help it. Those are tough to remove and stay if you're Team Monroe, so you're kind of like that situation. Just got to throw another one in the ring somewhere. Don't want to set up a triple or anything like that for Team Monroe. So coming around this guard, I think with that line and weight, he's not telling the thrower. Oh, there he is telling them now. He basically wasn't telling them there for a moment that he's probably going to tap that blue one into the rings, which is fine. Lots of options in this spot. Fairly simple double on those blue ones right now is my point, but you will lose the shooter if you're Team Monroe. So if you were able to get another one in the rings, you'll at least be lying one and throwing on the next shot. So fortunately, heavy on that one. Didn't do much of either of the above. So just some weight issues by the third this game for Team Vettel. Just a little heavy on the hits and the draws right now. So a chance for Team Monroe to make this double. You will lose a shooter if you make the double. He needs to hit about half to 3/4 of this with some weight, and he will roll out, which will allow Ken to use that guard again. But unfortunate miss by Team Vettel there. Otherwise, you would have been looking at 3. We'll wait till this stops buffering to see if they make the double here. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Come on. A little more. We'll give it a moment here, folks. Oh, a little bit. They gave us a little bit at a time. Just trying to reconnect here. So it looks like Bill Gaines wasn't able to make the double, but did nose hit it. Unfortunately, it kicked the blue one right in behind the center guard. So a chance here to either split the rings or maybe it looks like they might be playing on the guard if this thing ever starts to go again. There we go. Playing a nose hit on that red. Come on, you're getting there. 4 feet at a time. So it looks things are finally starting to move here a little bit for us here. So Ken Bettle is lying one fully buried top 8 foot. We'll exchange of rocks here. The last couple shots after Bill Gaines just kind of tried the double, but kicked this blue one buried. So a little of exchange of rocks since then, and so Ken does have a chance to draw in there, maybe around half around his blue, and maybe see how buried he can get here and put the pressure on Team Monroe to see if they can see if Ken can get multiple score on the board here. Looks like one is kind of locked in for him. Matt does have a little slash on the red if he wants to do that a little bit later, but Ken's looking to draw in there. Lie's second shot. Over curled. Does block off Matt's slash attempt, so not entirely futile. Bobby seems to think that Matt can hack weight this one out. Must be able to see a little bit of it from the other end. From our angle, it doesn't look like you see any of it. Looks really, really tough, but I think Matt ideally would have been like to slash that red one in, but Ken's shot did guard that. So a little hack waiter, tap this thing out. Needs to get it entirely out of the 12 foot though, so this is tough. I got my finger on the replay button just in case we need it, folks. Gonna need to curl. Oh, come on, don't do this to us again. Just at a crucial moment. too. Looks like Matt was able to kind of make contact with the blue, but didn't remove it from play. So that was a draw for 2 for Ken. I didn't catch it, but it looked like he might have been with all the buffering going on. I didn't catch it, but it looked like it might have missed that draw for two. I'll get back to you on that. I'm going to be right back there, folks. I'm going to update some scores and come back with you, get some updates from across the other sheets as well. We do have 4 sheets of action, as you can see from this angle. We do have 4 sheets going on. So So it was a single point in our fifth end for Team Bettle. Team Monroe will now have Hammer playing our sixth end. Fairly open end so far. Corner garden play. Ken Bettle is lying one on the edge of the 8-foot, but Bobby Billard, who skips the after he throws his lead rock, he skips for Team Matt Monroe. Just simply decided to bring another one into the rings and ignore that on the outside, but unfortunately gives Ken Bettle exactly what he's looking for, a center guard to use. So another chance, lying one for Ken Bettle, another chance to sink another one in there, right top, very top four. Good opportunity, a dream come true there for Ken. Wanted a center guard, got it. So Gerard looking for a good draw weight, get one around top four, top 8, somewhere at least in the 8-foot to eliminate that one at that red one at the back 12. Gerard's had fairly decent draw weight the whole game, so this one should be close. Off and on already. Just depends on the line. Yeah, so I think we're back from our buffering session there. Looks like Ken Bettle is lying two. One of them's dead buried around a center guard, was able to get one in there. So a little work to do by Team Monroe here to get their single point with Hammer. They are up one with Hammer playing our sixth end. So I think Bobby had called to come around to that one at the back button. So a big shot here by Bill Gaines. Needs some nice draw weight here to get them out of trouble.
Fair enough.
I think the call was I don't know, I didn't catch it, but I think the call was to come around there, but ended up a little wide and heavy and almost made the run back. So big opportunity for Ken to sink another one in there, top four. Well, he's calling the guard, but I think you want to be right there, buried. We do have a guest in the booth tonight. Dean Grattan has come down. Was kind of bored with the conversation going on up in the clubhouse here, so kind of joined us in the control booth to take us through the last couple ends of our feature matchup. Matt Monroe, Ken Bettle. Welcome, Dean.
Thank you. I'm wondering if that call on the last one was they were trying to hit that one in the wing.
Yeah, do you think?
Maybe.
Sometimes I assume I know what they're doing because that's what I would do, but it's rarely accurate. So a good chance here for Ken to come around. Needs to get by this guard. Doesn't want to open things up. Unfortunately, ticked the guard. Looks like they had fairly decent weight there. Just unfortunate with the line. Does allow Matt to come in there, get out of trouble. Bill Gaines will have a second attempt at this. I think there's no longer an option now. I think
they're calling it to the back button here now.
They did move the center guard, so it's still buried, but it's a little more accessible than it was a moment ago.
Got a little traffic to deal with there in front.
Yeah, not a big hole. Lots of ice there given by Bobby too. I don't know if maybe he's expecting Bill to be a couple feet narrow.
Well, if they were going for the hit on that last one on the wing, then that's probably a safe bet.
Yeah. I think Matt's on this really early for trying to keep it straight. So
Matt just switched to the curl side now.
Switch to the curl side. It's off and on, so it looks close. Great looking shot by Bill Gaines.
They might actually get the little roll here under cover. Oh no, they're just kissing it.
Great shot by Bill Gaines under severe pressure. You can see how important that previous shot was by Ken Bedell to get one in there, block that shot off. So now it kind of eliminates all those blue ones that were in the ring. So all Ken has now is just a freeze down in there as well. We're going to have a look at that again. You can see it just gets by both of those by 3 or 4 inches. Perfect weight, right to the button. So Ken just saw it, so he has a chance to follow Matt down and do the exact same thing. Or follow Bill's shot down, taking the same ice.
Yeah.
Doesn't have hammer here too, so you don't want to be heavy and open things up for Matt and give him a chance to get another one in there. He comes up light. Matt still has a tough shot to get score 2 this end. Obviously, Dean, this is the 6th end, so 2 points is huge in these kind of scenarios, is it not?
I think with the score the way it is, a 2 will definitely set them up here for the late ends.
But why else is 2 important here?
Because we're in even ends.
No, you're totally missing it.
Oh yes, we have our Moosehead Deuce, our Moose Deuce. Totally forgot.
That's the most important thing.
I haven't been the beneficiary of the Moose Deuce more than once.
Oh well, then see, you've given up on it.
Yeah, well, I did get it one time, but
okay.
I think that one was a little.
Doesn't rolls for a guard, but does allow Matt a path to get to the button for 2. So I think there's a little.
I think that same ice
Bill just had. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else is watching knows, but the last team in each of our draws, 6-15 and 8-30, the last team to score 2 in the 6th end does win a free pitcher of beer for your table after the game. So we've seen it come into play in a few options. I've already seen teams this year, Dean, lying 2 and throw the wide open draw for 3 and throw it to the board.
Yeah, it's definitely added a new dynamic here for our men's league.
Yeah, I think it was Team Monroe actually one night had a wide open draw to the rings for 3 and hit the sideboards, much to the chagrin of a couple of other players from the other sheet.
Yeah.
But
it definitely favors the teams that play slow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we might want to revisit that actually.
The last team in the 6th end might have a little bit advantage.
It doesn't support a system of speedy play for sure. So Matt and Chris Bunting trying to get this one to curl. Doesn't look like it's going to curl enough.
If it stops in time, they should still retain their deuce here.
I think red is lying too, though.
Oh, that's.
We don't have the luxury of an overhead view here. But that is 2 red, so great shot. Does allow Ken a chance to get in there, tap, and maybe even roll for shot, in which case I don't think Matt would be able to score if he was able to make a little tiny roll here. So
this is a very curling doubles kind of shot here for Ken to sit in the pocket.
So I think Matt's happy he's lying 2, but unhappy if Ken was to make this next one appropriately, I don't know if he could score. So big shot here by Ken. Big opportunity as well. I think he had fairly decent weight on his first one, just didn't have any line, kind of wrecked on the center line guard.
Ken's strength this year has really been on the stick with these draws, so by all accounts, he should make a fairly decent shot here.
Got a couple of years under his belt with that stick, so
Yeah.
I think we're just going to see things getting better and better. Looks close. They're pretty happy with it sweeping-wise, so
They're going on right now.
need to get it
Trying
by.
to hold some line.
If he's by, he's in good shape.
Oh, just
God.
tipped it.
So unfortunate. Had great weight there. Just needed to get by that guard. So I don't know. Does Matt want to draw for 3 here now? Just
This is the Moose Deuce test right now.
right
whether
now,
or not
it's a big
Matt
opportunity.
will throw this away.
The game is still tight. If you score 2 here, you're only up 6-3. So 3 points would kind of put this game out of reach. But I can see some discussions going on with Team Monroe at this point, trying to figure out what they're Dean. They're throwing it away.
Yeah. Here's so if you just tuned in, you might be a little confused as to why this team's not drawing for 3.
So yeah, we've seen this from these scoundrels before. So they're not going to be well liked across the rink, but they don't seem to care as long as they get that free pitcher of beer. So what happened there, folks, is they want to be in the running for that free pitcher of beer and threw that 3rd point away. Matt had the same shot there, but I think we're going to hear some laughing. So not there. Some people aren't happy. They might give him a slap after.
Wondering
So
if we
update
can
the
check on the
scoreboard.
other sheets to see what ends
Let's
these
see
are
if
in.
our view was working. It was buffering there a moment ago. 2 of the cameras seem to be down, but there's our 4 sheets of curling. We'll update the scoreboard here in a moment here, folks, and we'll get back. They might have already looked across the other sheets and saw who was in the running for it. Oh, do we have handshakes, Dean?
I think we might. Oh, Matt's doing the
Oh.
universal sign of okay.
The little universal sign of confusion. So we're going to put 2 points on the board. Don't worry, moving to the 7th end, but it was handshakes. Only down by 3.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by this call.
By that.
I think Ken was maybe had been in for it just for the pitcher, and once he
once
lost the pitcher,
he
kind of done.
was done. Yeah. Or maybe he has dinner plans with the wife tonight.
Kathy deserves
which is fine. So anyway, folks, thanks for joining us for Moosehead Mondays. We're just going to take a quick look at the other sheets. So we won't have scores here just yet, but so they are currently in the 6th end still. So I guess it doesn't look like Matt's 2
It's
can
secure.
hold up just yet.
Yeah.
So maybe
Well,
we might hang
Blue
in
is
for the
sitting
end of
2
this one.
here.
This is our feature matchup. Or wasn't our feature matchup, but it was sheet 1. This is Team Ken Gratton versus Team Adam Murphy on sheet 1.
Adam Murphy's been running a little rotation here tonight. He asked permission before the game.
Oh, is that right?
To run. They're putting a new firefighter to the test. This is the
Oh,
provincial
okay.
firefighter team that Adam has in our league. So he's got a new player on the team, also named Adam, and they've been rotating players out every 2 ends.
Oh, so they're sitting around the fire hall and asking the question who curls, and this guy might have piped up. Is that
Exactly,
what happened?
yeah. So just in at the table now is Darren Billings, who has been playing third for Adam for a number of years. And he got rotated out, so now they have a fresh team on the ice. So
Okay.
Ken Gratton took on a little challenge tonight, playing against a
5
fresh
guys.
athlete.
Ah, okay. Interesting. So it looks like Adam is throwing red rocks. Looks like Team Gratton has a couple buried there.
And a chance for the Moose
And
Deuce.
a chance for the Moose Deuce, yeah. So Adam's attempting to raise double takeout. Just needs to hit this a little bit on the high side. Looks close. Unfortunately, just misses the one top 8 foot. Not sure if that was the last shot of the end.
If that was the last stone, that would be a scoop up of the Moose Deuce from
it looks like it's
previous team. But I think we're calling a final shot. Ken Gratton, not to be deterred, doesn't care about the pitcher. He's drawn for his 3.
It looks like it. We'll see if Cogswell, who throws last rocks for Team Gratton, Chris Cogswell,
He has been known to throw away that
Yeah,
third
maybe
stone.
he's maybe not telling the elder statesman that beer is more important than winning.
Chris has been on the disabled list here the last few days over sickness, so he may not be
Okay.
feeling the pitcher tonight.
Oh, well, there you go. He's more of a popcorn and cheese stick kind of guy, so if that was on the table, I think we'd be seeing this hitting the sideboards real quick.
I think a pitcher of Moose Light from the Kings Club would go really well with
Popcorn and cheese sticks.
and cheese sticks.
Well, he is attempting to draw to the 8-foot for 3 here, so not seeing the same strategy we did from Team Monroe.
Well, I think that might have paid
he's
off.
going to make it, but
It might have paid off for Team Monroe if he does draw for 3 here.
looks a little light. I'm not sure. It looks fishy.
I have a feeling Chris may have intentionally come up late on this shot to secure that Moose Deuce.
So it looks like it's probably handshakes there. Team Ken Gratton's trying to tell the other team they should quit. Eric Smith is arguing with him a little bit. That wasn't even mid.
There's our benefit of not
Unfortunately, we haven't been following this game closely until the last couple of minutes, so maybe this is last rock at the end.
All right, so still a chance to.
So no wonder. So that was probably a guard
I understand.
by Team Cogswell / Gratton.
But now that puts Adam Murphy in the position to protect against the Ken Gratton stealing the Moose Deuce.
Yeah.
There should be an added.
I think he's looking around and seeing the crowds
Yeah.
kind of gathered around the sheet, probably.
Adam's coming out with some heater
I
here.
think he's playing that run in on the corner guard, trying to move one of those blues out of the.
I'm thinking
like
he's
he's
doing
a
the hit and
little
roll on
wide.
the wing.
Oh, that's an option. Even the second attempt at getting shot rock. So it was a Moose Deuce for Team Gratton there. So it looks like we're going to check one more time to see if that hit for the 6th end. With the sheet 3 and be in the set. Check it out. They look like they're in the 6th end as well. So our feature game was not the fastest game or not the slowest game on the ice, apparently.
We have
so who's shot there? It looks like
Darren
Red
Evans,
is lying 1.
Luke Appleby throwing last stone, it looks like.
So it's Team Darren Evans versus who you think? Do have the draw up.
Red looks like they could be in a position here to have a deuce.
So this is the Team Evans versus Team Jeff Carr.
Oh, yes.
So Luke Appleby throwing blue rocks, looking at one red rock at the time, so at this moment, so he could tap the red one back just a couple inches and lie 2. A little heavy there. Nobody's touching it.
I'd be tempted to go on curl. Here we go. Maybe a little late on the audible on the way down.
Yeah, unfortunately, a little too heavy. Almost was kind of lucky he didn't move his own blue. It would have left Jeff Carr lying 2.
2 for the Moose Deuce, potentially. See, now that I've remembered the Moose Deuce, I'm all about it.
It's all about that on Monday nights.
We were trying to export our Moose Deuce plan when we played in last weekend. We were telling our Monday nights and how the Moose Deuce has really changed our strategy for the
It has. We've seen it come into play. Matt Monroe had a chance to go up by 4. Instead, went up by 3, but it still was enough, apparently.
Resulted in handshakes. So anytime you can do that.
So red rocks being thrown by Jeff Carr. Chance to lie 2 here. This is one of the slower games on the ice, apparently.
So sheet 4 is the only other sheet.
There is
still experiencing some action.
For those wondering, there is no Hansen on the ice, so you cannot blame Trevor for the length of this 6-end game so far. No comment by Dean Gratton.
I'll wait for the comments on YouTube to open up here on that.
No, I've just checked both lineups. There is no Hanson. There are a bunch of cars. Jeff Carr with his delivery here. Looking, I think, to freeze into that pile there. He is throwing red rocks, so doesn't want to move his own, but could freeze, corner freeze to the top one, or move the back blue would be great.
Like
Brendan Carr trying to work this hard to get it over. Oh, just unfortunately just misses it by a millimeter.
I respected the effort on the sweepers there to try to go for
Brendan Carr did all he could there to get the piece of that, any piece of that blue. It looks like that was last shot to the end there, Dean.
That now it's just a question of whether it's 1 or 2 for the deuce.
I think if Jeff Carr was to just hit any piece of that blue, it would have been 2. Unfortunately, they're kicking him away, so there was only one for Jeff Carr. So, unfortunately, it looks like the Moose Deuce will be going to Team Grattan tonight.
I think so. And a steal to boot on that.
So anyway, folks, we're gonna wrap it up. Moose Deuce is over.
Yep.
So we're gonna wrap it up for
That's really
evening.
all people tuned in
That's
for.
all
anyway.
people tuned in for. That's why we had to keep you updated. But our feature game is completed already with Team Bettle taking the loss over Team Monroe 6-3. So thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll be back with you next Monday night with another feature matchup from Moosehead Mondays. So come on down to the club, enjoy a Moosehead product. 2 great draws, 8 games of curling on Monday night. So come on down here and join us. We have some great atmosphere and some good people here to share a beverage with. So thanks, Dean, for joining me in the booth tonight.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you all next week, folks. Thanks.